You want an investment edge, but all you hear is noise, hype, and half-truths. Every signal is solid information, but sure, this is where the quasar magic happens. Weather, charts, news, all financial signals, funneled into a single dashboard. Data alone isn't enough. Quasar Markets turns it into energy, sharp, clear, precise. Optimize with edge when investing.
Good morning, Quasar Markets Live. Happy Tuesday. Futures are basically flat, after yesterday's rip. We're camped at just under all-time highs with 10-year running under 4%. Earnings and geopolitics are the drivers, and BigBeat is here to set us all off.
You know what, Howard? What are we talking about? Media. Warner Brothers. I've called it. There it is. They're being bought out. I knew it. I knew there was something going on with Warner Brothers. The way that the stock was going, I understood it. I thought about it for a while over the last few weeks, and talked about it here on the show. And kaboom! There it is. Yeah. So
nice. Who's buying them?
They said they're in the process, initiating their sale process. So it looks like Comcast and Paramount are right in on this deal. So yeah, wow.
There you go. Nice. Well, Steve, we got to start with the pre-market movers here today. It is earnings season, and that does have things moving up and down. How about GM? Big beat, no pun intended, and raised guidance.
And they said what we've been saying: electric vehicles is their gold star. Their North Star is what they said. So, they're not holding back on the electric vehicles. They think that's their bread and butter in the future.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see as they just shut down a plant because they said they didn't need it anymore, and others have pivoted away also. So it will be interesting. They came in with $2.80 adjusted EPS versus a guidance of $2.31, 46.6 billion top line revenue. And they raised full year EPS. Management said tariffs hit will be smaller than fear. Steve, are we re-rating legacy autos on execution, or is this a one-off thing?
No, legacy autos are done. The question mark is when. Right now with West Texas Intermediate WTI now is sitting at $57 a barrel. Now here's what we've run oil real fast. I'm very nervous that OPEC is going to cut supply here a little bit. There could be this serious intervening OPEC cut that in order to make that happen. So yeah, I'd be careful. But no, legacy cars are done. In my own area, the number of hybrids and electric vehicles have exploded. There's just the numbers if they can get them right now. I mean, when I bought our hybrid, it was 6 months to get it. Right, it wasn't even you couldn't even get it. You had to order it. That tells you everything right now. And I think what you're seeing now is a slowdown in the new gas stations in my area are now half electric. You're now charged right there.
So there is where I'm going to have to fight back with you, as I am in the world of where Buc-ee's is opening, Wawa is acting.
I've seen some.
I'm at the crossroads of where all of these, where this battle is going to happen for supremacy of the U.S. rest station. That sounds funny, but as you know, there's a little guy that owns the Cleveland Browns who made his money. There's a lot of money to gas stations, and they are all fighting supremacy here at the corners of 75 and 70. And while they all do have large electronic components to them, do you know how many pumps an average Buc-ee's has?
I have no idea.
125.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to go away. I don't think it's going to go away. But the future is not the future's electric, not gas, right? The future is definitely. And GM told you that. Ford's told you that.
No. Ford did not tell us that. Ford said it's been a big mistake for them pivoting too early. We're shutting down.
Okay, there it is. There's your answer. Too early. But they know. Right, but the future is still electric
But
vehicles.
is it early by a year or is it early by a generation?
No, I think 5 years. I think we're still 5 years and it's still there.
Because you're a guy who's talking big right now, but who was anti-EV when this news broke 2 weeks ago, and who made it clear he buys a hybrid because he doesn't feel comfortable with EV.
Yeah, no, I don't feel comfortable, and I don't think we're there yet. Because, but I also don't. I also buy cars quite a bit every 3 years, right? So I'm saying that, right? This is between now and the 5 years that my time frame that I'm saying it's going to happen. So I still think that in here, it's going to happen. I think 5 years you're going to see a massive change. And I think right now, I think you're seeing a bump now because of the administration. They're definitely not for the gas and oil industry. They're not helping it though.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out over the next few years. I do think that I mean, I like electric cars personally, so I'm not negative them at all. I just don't think they're ready for it. We're not there yet. We are definitely just not there yet. Coca-Cola, Steve, another company you're not a big fan of, up 2-3% here this morning with a beat on EPS, beat on top line revenue, and also raising guidance. So,
yeah, demand's soft, very soft. It's gonna get worse for them and worse for them. They had Dasani. They're not completely soft drinks. They have changed a little bit, but the push for Ozempic and Wegovy and the GLP-1s and 2s, and the number of people that are on weight loss drugs now, it's mind-numbing now, is that it's really affecting. And this is a kid who's been drinking Coca-Cola since I was born, and I don't drink Pepsi. Man, oh man, Howard, I haven't had a Coca-Cola in like 2 months now. So it's that's a big difference for me. So I don't see this as a win for Coca-Cola. I'm really concerned about Coca-Colas in the future. But Warren Buffett owns it and he likes it. So let's see how it plays out. But I'm not a big fan of it.
Okay.
Oh, Japan's new prime minister. She says she would like to meet Trump as soon as possible.
They're meeting this. Oh, well, yeah, that was all over Market Watch yesterday. They're going to be there, by the weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Supposedly, he is going to meet with her. Yeah, I was reading a lot about her. She is a conservative. She is for strengthening U.S. ties together. She made the deal there, that coalitions with the moderate right. So for me, for Japan, I think they're sitting in a pretty good spot right now. And she believes in increasing their army and defense and all of that. So it'll be interesting to see how that is. Slightly negative here. It looks like we've gone back and forth. We've been up, we've been down, we've been up, we've been down. Market can't seem to pick a direction today, Steve. How about you? You picking a direction on the day?
Down.
Yeah.
I
think after yesterday's update, we're just going to keep on chopping back and forth.
There's a lot of profit taking, especially in gold and silver right now. Gold now 4,200 an ounce. I think a lot of people thought that we're going to get to 5,000. I'm not happy about silver dropping here. It's now under 50, which breaks down all the technicals of now silver. It makes sense. I wanted to offload silver the last few days, and I just didn't do it. And I maybe a little too late. I got a little too greedy here, but I'm okay with that. Probably.
I mean, you might have your chance. As we know, Peter Thomas talked about if war stopped, that would be the reason that we would see a big move down in those. Not sounding good out of the Middle East again.
No, definitely not.
A lot of talk that Qatar stepping in and trying to put Hamas right back in charge, so to speak. A little bit of fighting, it seems like, between the Arab countries, the Saudis and Egyptians, and Qatar, and what's going on. So that would be one of the calls out the other day. So those I might look to rinse and repeat here, quite honestly.
Yeah, I have physical, so I don't.
I like it about $48. I think would be a good spot here for that. WTI, as you mentioned, Steve, 57.23. At some point, you got to think, but as you also mentioned, it doesn't cost OPEC anything to get their oil in comparison to us. What makes you think that they would change that?
According to just came out, Trump and Saudi Arabia's MBS will now meet at the White House on November the 18th. Yeah, that's interesting.
I was asking you there, Steve, why you think that OPEC might reverse its stance on.
Well, it's money. I mean, it's obvious money, right? They need it. They right now. I mean, they're not making money on their barrels of oil, especially not in the United States. So,
well, I mean, I know the U.S. isn't, but isn't it a lot cheaper? Doesn't it? I thought you would.
Yeah, right around $38 a barrel is where they need to break even. So they're still making a little bit of money, but the amount of money that they need, as we all know, and we've talked about that here on the show several times, is the Gawar is running out of oil. I mean, they are literally running out of oil in Saudi Arabia. And when I say that to people, they're like, "Oh, they're not running out. They're running out of oil," and they know that. That's why they're moving what they're doing. And do your homework a little bit, and you'll understand that the oil fields are pumping at the highest level. That's why oil is at $57 a barrel, because they are pumping, and there's a glut of oil now in the markets. So, yeah.
Yeah, Steve, yesterday AWS took down, pretty much everybody from Webull to Robinhood to Coinbase to Slack to Twilio. I'm trying to think of what other service I used that was down yesterday, but pretty much all of them, huh?
Yeah. Look, there's profit taking going on everywhere, and I think people are nervous about the markets right now, and as am I. I will tell you that I am sitting a lot on the sideline here as we continue to push up a little bit. I'm still long in my bigger portfolios, but this market is starting to weed into the institutions, and now I think retail is waking up a bit. Now they're no longer just willy-nilly buying every dip. So I think they're getting nervous right now, and you're seeing it right now in the crypto market space right now. So I don't like this market at all.
Okay, I'll try again. So, Steve, yesterday AWS had a huge outage that took down Robinhood.
Oh, AWS. I'm sorry.
Webull, all of the different services that you use were down. SendGrid, Twilio, mass swath. So, post-mortem still pending, but I saw it started in the U.S. East and then took off from there. It had something to do with one of their databases going offline. Do you get nervous about cloud concentration risks?
No, not in our business, because we have so many backups to backups to backups. And this is why we do this.
But I have a question, because yesterday, I was reading about this all last night. And some of the post-mortem from all the different companies is, they all had redundancies. They were unable to get to those redundancies. That this outage, the way it hit, took down the ability to get in or out of those databases.
Right. So what happened was the AWS is the cloud databases. But when you have backup to backup like we do, we don't have to worry about that. And what you're seeing is that some firms are just making these big deals with Amazon. And just going, okay, well, I'll put everything on AWS, and that doesn't work, right? And we don't do that here. AWS want to do that with us too as well. We didn't do that, thankfully, and our system didn't go down, right? Google's part owner, part player with us, and so because of that, we don't have the same problems. But that's also why companies like CloudStrike are a big deal right now, because but when you're starting to see cracks in the tech system, and that's what happens when things go down. So no, but look, I think it's a one-off for AWS yesterday, to be honest with you. But it hit NASDAQ. It hit
everything.
ICE.
That's what I mean.
Major players.
Yeah. It was. I was watching, and I didn't know what was going on at first, and I was like, I got nervous because there was a huge move difference in spot market from perpetual futures on Bitcoin showing up, and I was like, funding rates aren't working, nothing's working, run for the hills. And then I realized that the charts just weren't working on TradingView. So yeah, it was funny. That I will say also, it was interesting to see that the CFTC entities all held up better than the SEC controlled entities. In other words, the futures markets all seem to run without any downtime, whereas, as
Right.
you mentioned, NASDAQ actually did have downtime and there were more problems on stocks and options. So I thought that was an interesting takeaway there. Steve, going to go a little bit different on you here. U.S. and Australia, rare earth deal. Are we, is 3D chess back in play?
No, I just think that the president needs a deal in the Asian markets. And when I say Asian markets, that does include Australia, because Australia's biggest trading partner is Asia, right? So rare earths is a big deal. And
Absolutely.
so, right. And so Australia has, like we do, a large outback. They have a huge outback. Most of the people they live on the coast, so everybody knows. And in the United States, where our rare earths and where their rare earths are is in Nevada and Utah, where people don't always live. Right? They live in the cities, but they don't live in the desert. And a lot of these rare earths are actually out in those flat plains. And so, yeah, this is a smart move for the United States. But I was just having a long chat yesterday with a dear friend of mine from the St. Louis area who was talking about rare earths. That there are better ways of getting rare earths than just going digging up the planet up. We have rare earths. They're laying on top of the ground. They're in these huge places. Like we've thrown away so much rare earth. It's not even funny. Think about all the phones that we already have that are rare earths, or TVs that get thrown away. We just need to recycle them, and it's a better situation. So. Yeah, rare earths right now is a big deal, and I think making those deals are pretty good. So, especially with Australia, they're a big partner of ours. So,
Oh yeah, Australia. Excuse me. Sorry, a little bit of that flu still sticking around here. It is a $2 to $3 billion near-term financing letter. Alcoa Gallium project that could supply 10% of the global needs. So again, it could be good for the U.S. in general. I like it. We need to shore up those supply lines around the world more, right? So doing that can only help.
yeah, and gallium is a big deal. I mean, gallium is a really big deal. If you don't know what gallium does, it is in almost every freaking LED that you have. Semiconductors, gallium is a big deal. So it's a great conductor of electricity, and it's not it's a big deal. We got to get gallium.
Yeah, so good start in my opinion of all of this. So I do think that's solid. Seems to be weighing on the miners across all of the gold miners and all those guys all pretty much down a little bit today. So tick still negative here. Q's down about 6 basis points. SPY down about 3 basis points so far. VIX at about 1861 here. So almost a time to rinse and repeat on that. Also, I'd say anything below 18 to me is a buy on the VIX. Gold, Steve, you mentioned it pulled back to 42.03. I know Peter Thomas did mention all of his stop losses were hit on his calls on both gold and silver. Great trades on those for anybody that followed in on Peter's advice. And I'm sure we'll be hearing from him the next couple of days on whether, this drop is enough to start to dip your toe back in. Early morning movers so far, EOS Energy on talks with Talon Energy to partner on advancing nuclear power in Pennsylvania, has them up about 17.26%. As we mentioned earlier, Steve, GM up almost 10% here, off a little bit off the highs of the day after stellar earnings. And then an interesting one, Galaxy Digital, who just had their earnings, crushed it with a third quarter profit beat, and they're up about 10.59%. I did in the pre-market take partial profit on my position. I did buy that while we were in here. So do want to let people know, got rid of about half of that position on this pop. You got to take advantage of a quick 11% pop in any day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just how we do it right now. I mean, right now, anybody who's just holding anything long term, hold it long term. But if you're not, you're trading. I mean, a pop of 10% is
yeah. It's just, you know, what's up today is down tomorrow type of market.
right.
So for me, that was sort of the look on that. It wasn't. I wasn't expecting it to jump 10% last night, so I will take advantage of it to take a little bit of profit. Solar's back in, Steve. So, man, is Biden back in power today? Because, you know, everybody wants EVs today. Everybody wants solar energy. What's going on? I
The
feel like
future. I just said it early. The first part out of my mouth.
I woke up in 2021.
I mean, that's the first thing out of my mouth today was like the future. I mean, you're seeing these companies telling you the future is solar and it's electric vehicles. They're still saying that, regardless of who's in power. The future is still solar energy. It's still nuclear. You're seeing these companies buying nuclear power plants and fixing them up. It's not oil and gas. It's not the future. And you know, we have to, as a country, understand that if we're not careful, we can get behind, and we can get behind very quickly. I mean, these countries are really moving. So other countries are pushing the envelope here, but they're not there yet.
And I do want to kick myself in the rear end because last week I talked about defense stocks, right? That they were beaten up and probably a good spot to look at. And I didn't get into any of them. Halliburton up 6.76% here in the pre-market. RTX off of their earnings up 6.56% here this morning. So hopefully you guys did what I didn't do and listened to my advice. I just thought they were all going to announce contracts with their earnings. And, you know, even if the wars are, you know, ending, everybody needs to retool, right?
That's exactly right. Everybody's retool.
And I will point out that RTX beat EPS by 20.56%, and their top line revenue was up 5.51%. So that's what I will be kicking myself for the next couple of days here. Some of the crypto names bouncing back. It's funny, the crypto is not bouncing back, Steve, but a lot of the crypto miners I noticed also, although now actually they reverse, so never mind. Coors is the only one still up. They were all up in the pre-market. That's why you take profit when you can on these swings. Wow, that's crazy.
This whale is still trying to short the market here. He's not. He's winning a little bit.
Not one whale. It's most of them, Steve. You know, the flush over the weekend. What we saw yesterday. I mean, that's what I put in my watch list yesterday was, you know, morning was highs of the day. You're selling into, and I saw you did it. You got to sell into the rips. And if you want to buy it back, you can. We're fading the dips. Rips actually is sort of the play right now. The flush has us in a better, and for Bitcoin only, the flush over the weekend has us in a better spot. It's taken some of the excess leverage out. We're down to about 70 billion in open interest. So that was at 90 something. So that does help there. Not as much on some of the alts. Ethereum still has a lot of open interest for it. And the others, and what we're seeing is spot volume hasn't returned. So it's all getting done by these perps setting directions. So when they start to sell into the pumps, that's what happens.
Yeah. And, you know, look, I sold yesterday at 111. I think 5, everybody knows that. And then this morning early, I rolled over in bed. My alarms went off, and I bought this morning when the big sell-off happened. And here we are up again. So I'm just stacking sats. I'm thanking these guys. Appreciate it. Keep selling for me. I'm buying them, you know, as I know we're going. And I think by the end of the year, I think we'll be somewhere around 130, 135. I mentioned that on Roxham yesterday. So I think we're gonna have a higher close than we are at now, but I still feel that I don't know what their thinking process here is, other than the dollar is pushing up 98, 91 here.
Yesterday when the dollar pushed up coincided sort of with what happened. And again, it's just there's not spot buyers, Steve. The whales have not decided they want to accumulate. That's why I'm still saying we got 98 coming. They're not happy yet. They're not happy with their positions. When they are, they'll start to acquire again. I mean, this is what you have to watch, right? And the problem is retail's too far. That's where the alts are a problem right now. Is people are too far in front of themselves. Leverage is still high. They pop in when these rips come because the rips aren't spot directed. So it's all perps. So they can see the liquidation levels. They can walk in and just crush them. Yeah. So they do it quickly. They take it, rinse and repeat. The same way you're doing it on that end, they're doing it the other side. So they're fading the rips, and then they're buying it back at the bottoms and doing it again and doing it. And when they get bored with that game, they'll start to acquire again, and we'll see you move up. That's the way it works.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, no, I'm not scared at all. But we do, right now you should still have a bearish tilt towards your look on Bitcoin and crypto. We are about 3 minutes from the open here. If we look at the sectors of the S&P, it is a little bit of a mixed bag. Energy up about 21 basis points so far. Consumer staples up about 28 basis points, and communications up about 30 basis points. Laggard is the material sector, down about 66 basis points here so far today. And as we look at the MAG, NVIDIA up slightly here this morning, 182.64. Apple, after that big, I wasn't here yesterday, Steve, to give you that slap on the back for your Apple call, but also to say, hey, asshole, why didn't you listen to yourself?
Well, I have Apple stock.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. You had to mention that.
I'm not heavy in it, but I do own it. Yeah.
I said you pulled a Hondo and told everybody else what to do and didn't seem to be following.
No, I own Apple stock. I own it for long-term.
But iPhone 17 sales again. iPhone 17 sales, and they're. I might hold off. I'm not happy with the deal that T-Mobile is offering me. We got the wife a new one yesterday.
Well, the thing is, they don't have to. That's the whole thing. They don't have that when you start to
they were, but it was, and what more got me angry is that they're doing that sort of false advertising and telling you we'll give you X, and at the end I'm looking at it as I'm about to sign the wife's contract, and somehow I got hit with like $400 more in charges than they spoke about during the phone call.
They're not in business to give it away.
So,
they're in business to make money.
My problem, Steve, is I am an old man. So as an old man, I have an old man service plan. And those service plans cost about half as much as you youngins pay these days. So that's the other reason. So I don't have the same ratio, because ours is, for full service for me directly on T-Mobile is only $50. Right. So that's why they won't give me all the money, but I'm still going to fight and argue and get off my lawn, because that's what I want to do. Here we go. We are open, Steve. Let's see what we get here. There you go. First moves to the upside. Qs go positive. Dow Jones opens up about 4 or 5 basis points. That is moving to the downside. And we are pretty much even across everything here. Small caps down 31 basis points to start off. VIX at 1861. I think that's a slight, not really much of a move either way. Bitcoin's first move is flat. Let's see what happens. And the other thing I wanted to say, Steve, is the other part is right now the same way that
Tesla just took off there. I'm going to short Tesla here on this. Yeah. All right.
Steve's favorite pastime, of course, is shorting Tesla these days. And with good reason. He's been extremely successful with it.
And I will do that again.
And I do feel much better about taking that Galaxy Digital money, since it now moved down a little bit on the open here. We do see Amazon moving to the upside after yesterday's debacle. So folks are just saying, hey, guess what? You still need Amazon either way. Wow. Didn't expect to see that gap up today. Did you, Steve?
No. Hang on. I
weird one, man. Explain that one to me. Amazon just gapped up.
Tesla is looking very weak here to me.
I'll get right back to Tesla.
We're seeing tick now dropping here. Tick now down 430. Whew. Good to see.
Yeah, but this first move's been the opposite, so let's give it a second. I'm with you. That's what I'm looking at. Tick moving to the downside. Sectors of the S&P mixed bag. XLU, which is utilities, down 27 basis points. XLK technology down 1/4 point. Materials getting hit the hardest so far, down about 72 basis points. Consumer staples down slightly. On the positives, we have energy up 30 basis points. Industrial sector up 47 basis points. So nice little move.
And just took profit there on Tesla there. Okay.
Nice.
Good. Another win. Could be a selling here, but that was a nice little pickup there.
There you go. Tick staying negative here. Dow Jones is still in the green, but SPY, Qs, rut all to the downside. VIX has popped back up a little bit to 1862 from the lows of the day around to 1850. Gold 42.05, so fairly flat here on the cash open.
Oh man,
108.
Tesla may drop here a little bit.
566.
The Apple move here is it's stretched a bit here. Looks like.
Yeah, it's a pretty big move in 2 days.
Yeah.
Or in 3 days, if you want to say the lows. It was trading at 245.
Yeah.
Last Thursday. So
I think what I'm going to do is take a quick swing at Apple here to the downside, and I know that's probably going against what I'm thinking, but I'm going to take
just mean reversion, quick little mean reversion.
Yeah. I am now shorting 263. 263.03 now. Probably just take a quick swing at this.
So that any interested party interested in the studio and streaming business would be able to bid now, and then the global networks business would be started prior to the close of that transaction.
Apple pretty strong. Look here. EOSE pulling back pretty tight from that gain. GM holding up nicely, still up 10%. Looks like it now wants to run. Same thing, Galaxy Digital bouncing back. Looks like it wants to run here now, up 12.94%. Victor Corporation pumping up here too, up 11.85 so far.
And I'm shorting a little bit more here of Apple up here at the top.
RTX taking off also here.
Indicated interest in studio and streaming. Obviously, Comcast does not want to buy cable networks. They're splitting off their cable networks in Versant. But Jim, whether or not this actually even throws, I find it hard to imagine the Versant spinoff, as our viewers probably know, given how often we've talked about it, is only a couple of months away.
I tick now positive here a little bit.
It's a lot of different potential transactions and structures as well. Where Paramount's
Tesla down. Tesla got smacked there a little bit.
And down, starting to bounce back a little bit here.
Okay.
They certainly would have wanted a collar as well on whatever the stock portion of that bid was, but now it's all going to be in the public realm, Jim. Be interested to hear what Netflix says when I'm sure they're going to get questions on.
Okay, come on, Apple.
Tonight.
Well, is there any key to having more scale when it comes to the studio development? Does it matter to have more scale? Because Netflix is tonight. I know that they've been very good at
The Netflix earnings this evening to keep an eye on, Steve. How do you think they're going to report?
I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to beat. I mean, it's a low bar for everybody this round. So Netflix and Comcast are among the interested parties at WBD. I think Netflix could easily buy them. I think that'd be a smart move for them to buy Warner Brothers. Have their own studio, like a real studio, like not just Netflix studio.
Yep.
and Discovery Channel and everything else. They could really take away a lot from Apple here, because I know Apple's been really pushing the envelope. Disney's been pushing the envelope, with Hulu and that kind of thing. Disney doesn't have the money right now to buy them, so I think it makes sense. It makes sense for Netflix to do it.
Steve, Tesla back up at highs of the day here.
It is, yeah. I think you've seen the tick now, fairly flat on the day. So Apple's trying, but it can't seem to get up there now. There we go. Come on, baby. Another drop here, I think. There we go. CoreWeave down another 3% here. CoreWeave's had a rough go out of the last few days. Apple has got to maintain an overweight by Wells Fargo, so that means that
everybody's jumping in there.
Yeah, but it just means that they're maintaining, right? They're not expanding on it, so they think that Apple is pretty much fairly valued, which I agree with.
Steve was going to mention in the pre-market all of the housing names getting hit today after Pulte did their earnings. They're down 4.46%. DR Horton down about 1%, and Lennar down 1.16% here this morning.
I might be wrong on this Apple move here. I might. Gold is pushing back up here a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm wrong here on this Apple move.
Yeah, it's moving quickly to the upside. Tick's gone slightly positive here. Advanced decline moved up from the lows of the day around 1,600 on the negative to 1,350. So not a huge move there. Qs, Dow Jones up about 10 basis points, SPY 6 basis points. Qs are still negative, but pushing back towards flat on the day. Gold moving up a little bit here since the cash opened. Bitcoin holding up pretty well here. So no real big outflows from IBIT or any of the ETFs is good to see. Gives you a little bit of a chance maybe for a push up. VIX is clicking up with the market.
Yeah, it is clicking up, and so is Tick. Tick's dropping here now.
DXY 98.58. $10-year back below 4, Steve.
Been there for a while. Yep, it's terrible. It's just telling you that big money is moving into off the sidelines. They're selling, and institutions are selling. Retail are buying.
Will I get a chance to do my mortgage?
Probably not.
4.54 on the 30. We could start to see close. I don't need much. Remember, I got it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't. This Apple
it doesn't really hit the. What I found out is that it does. What it really doesn't move the needle as much as you would think.
Right.
They're not quick to bring it down. Let's put it that way.
No, they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to refi anybody's. Yeah.
Yeah. Energy's gone negative here, Steve. So energy, which was our leading sector going into the morning, now actually going negative on the day.
Finally getting my move here on Apple.
And utilities definitely moving to the downside here. So yeah, I was about to say things starting to. Materials now down 1% here today too. Industrials leading the way. Industrials and communications. And communications is a lot of it is that WD deal.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Media has been oh yeah, here we go, baby.
let's take a quick listen to what.
Okay, so I took my Apple profit there a little bit. It wasn't a much, but I took it on this little run here.
Nice. Tick's going more negative, minus 293. So we are definitely seeing that.
Yeah, Q's just dropping here. Q's a lows a day now. Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
GM moving to the upside, still 11.93. Highs of the day, 65.04.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick.
Got a little sell off here.
Tick's still falling, and so is the Q's. Apple's holding here. It's a very quiet day here on Wall Street, to be honest with you.
It's true. And Zions did say if you strip out those episodes.
Core Weave is bouncing a little bit here. I kind of like this Core Weave move here.
I'm looking to get in a couple of Bitcoin mining things. So this drop off for me is okay. I kind of like iron here now, down 6%. If it fills this gap to this 50 here, 50, 58, start to really like it. Same thing, hot. We'll say the Bitcoin mining stocks have been volatile, but they have been resilient. Tick minus 226. Dow Jones still up 12 basis points here towards the high of its day.
Yeah, I missed that.
But again, SPY negative, Q's negative, RUT negative. Gold dropping down to 42.04. Bitcoin just pretty flat, doesn't really make a move. Ethereum under 4,000, not a good place to be unless it breaks. That's sort of an easy one to keep an eye on. Less than 4,000 bad, more than 4,000 good.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks. It's our annual tradition. I appreciate you keeping it up. Thank you. You seem to be here. You seem thrilled. You talked about 3 different names, 2 of which you
Core Weave now trying the downside again here.
Disney up about 60 basis points here, 112.58, Steve.
Don't mess with the mouse house.
Ford up to 12.28. Nice little move to the upside after that GM news. FedEx up about 35 basis points here, also 240.66. FedEx has made a real nice move since that drop back on October 10th.
What's interesting is in that decade, in the 2010s,
Google down about 1.36% here this morning. IBM and Intel both down. Kohl's nice move up. Wow, Kohl's has really done a nice little move back to the upside here over the last couple of weeks.
They made the decision to bring in David Constable as the CEO, but not to get out of construction, but instead to work through it.
Okay, I'm long Core Weave here at 121.76.
Now with all less competition, so the contracts are getting better and better. They're working out of that, mostly worked out of that, and have really good business going forward and a cheap valuation with a good management team. So we're excited about
Tick minus 236 here. SPY's down 4 basis points. Q's down 18 basis points at 1610.46. Still moving to the downside slightly here. Gold lost that 4,200 handle, so it's still moving. And silver now down almost 6% on the day.
Yeah, it's sell-off city and silver. Yeah.
Yep. Bitcoin still seeing a little bit of a move to the downside here, 108,462. WTI and Brent both down slightly on the day, and it looks like everything's sort of starting to sell off at the same time here right now. What is not selling off, GM now almost up 13% today. Nice move to the upside, 52-week high by a pretty big swath here, about almost 10% above its all-time high here. So nice move by GM. Sunrun, that profit got sold off there, back to even on the day here, now even slightly down.
The future of the company as a business, we're also excited about the monetization opportunities for the new skills.
Yeah, I took a profit there on yep, on CoreWeave there. A little pop there.
Pointing out that they've had success in the investments since New Scales made 20.
West Texas Intermediate WTI now 56.58 a barrel. Whew.
And we do see Warner Brothers up about 9.59%, as we talked about. RTX up 8.89 on their earnings. Galaxy Digital up 8.66 on their earnings. Tahana up 8.41%. Halliburton 7.71. So definitely some good winners. TripAdvisor up 5.31% here. Do they have earnings this morning?
I missed the CoreWeave. It popped now. Look at that CoreWeave move. Yeah, General Motors says they're doubling their planned Equinox production in Kansas that's set to begin in 2027. That's what I'm saying. Less than 5 years. It's all going to be all electric vehicles. Oh, no, BigBeat. It's not going to be electric vehicles. We're going to have gas everywhere. Yeah, we probably will, because there'll be some people that still don't do it. But it's coming faster than people think it is. AI came so fast that people didn't even understand it, right? Electric vehicles.
USA Rare Earth down another 12% here today, off almost 50% from its highs. Same thing. SSRM down 10.45%, giving back all of the gains, going back
123 now. Oh, well.
So all those mining names, Newmont down big here, TMC down pretty big. Man, if electric cars are coming, Plug's not showing the way, down 6% here today. One of the bigger laggards, down 13.88% this week. Wow. And we talked about, though, that company has never been profitable. Royal Gold, I said some of the gold miners were getting hit pretty hard here. Royal Gold down almost 5% here this morning.
124 now on CoreWeave. That was a nice move there. I missed it. I got some of it, but not all of it.
Nobody expected Tylenol and autism and the linkage that's been made by the industry. Yeah, well, I think that is it. That's entirely it. So
nice bounce back by Lennar here. Was down a couple of percentage points, now back up to even on the day almost. So some of these are bouncing back. Coke holding up a little bit, up 3.51% after their earnings beat.
Damn you, CoreWeave.
RTX continuing to move the upside, now up 9.92% here. Do you see Tesla down almost 74 basis points here, Steve? So that thing back below, almost below, it went below 444 again, down to 442. NVIDIA down 81 basis points. Apple, though, has moved up here, up 72 basis points. Microsoft is up slightly, 5 basis points so far. Google's the one getting hit a little bit today, down 1.2%. Amazon, which I don't understand why it's up 1.57% after taking down half of the internet yesterday. Meta up 32 basis points, but looking a little weak here. And Netflix has earnings this evening, and they are up down about 14 basis points going into that earnings report. We do see still XLY, the consumer discretionary, up 0.5 basis points. XLI industrials up 36, and XLC communication up 27 basis points, along with XLF, which is the financial sector, up 21 basis points here this morning. They are leading the way. On the other side of that, you have XLU utilities down about 91 basis points. Material sector down almost a full percentage point so far. So cyclical change in the sectors today for sure. Wow, gold down another $25, now down 4%.
Yeah, I mean, all the gold commercials were hitting CNBC over the weekend, right? I mean, I knew it was coming. This is gold and silver commercials all over CNBC, and that tells you everything, right?
Silver now down 6.2%. Wow.
Problem is, they still don't have enough silver to actually cover what's all that's out there. So the VIX is still pretty elevated here, still up 2%. VXX up 2% here still on the day, down a little.
Try and figure out what's the best outcome. Is it going to be used to sort of choose the companies facing yet another proxy fight?
Quarter weave, man, that was the play right there. I got some of that win, but not all of it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, but I believed in shareholder democracy. I believe that shareholders have the right to make proposals. I believe shareholders have the right to say they want to make change on a board. I have to believe that. I believe that. I do that all the time.
Tick still down here. We are sliding further down on the Qs in general, down about 14 basis points. Rut's down almost a full percentage point, still dropping to the downside. VIX has picked back up here, did spike almost up to 19, 18 to 86 before bouncing back a little bit. Like I said, below 18, I like it better. WTI down and now, and Steve, Brent about to break below 60 here. WTI at 56.44.
Silver could break below 49 right here.
Yeah.
There's some serious dumping of silver.
So it's a relatively new name. We take a position in the company. We worked well with the company. We replaced 4 board members. I put 4 more board members on board, including my partner Peter. So I'm on the board with Kennedy. We just talked about that. So we are having an effect on these companies. We make investments in the companies. We talk to the management team. We talk to the board. We make changes. Talking about Bill, they also took a step forward. They announced a 6% reduction in force on the way to improving the Rule of 40 metrics. We think there's 2,000.
Tick still negative here. Advanced declines moved down to minus 2350 here. So continuing to move to the downside. Dow Jones is still up about 12 basis points, right now. And that one's holding up. SPY down about 10 basis points. And again, we seem to be sliding a little bit across SPY and Qs so far. RUT is on close to the lows of the day, down a full percentage point so far. And now VIX up 3.2%. So volatility coming back in here, Steve, a little bit.
Yeah. I've been saying it for a while. Stay long volatility, because this is a volatile market right now.
You have to get the stock picking right. You have to choose the right company, and it's got to go in the right direction. I believe the companies where we get involved have a higher probability of getting better than companies where we don't get involved.
Jeff, always appreciate our relatively brief conversations here at Aftercast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Testament to Starboard Production. All right, Taylor, thanks so much. Let's get the Jimmy stuff trading. People are quickly multi.
Bitcoin slipping still here, 108,250 now.
Yep. Again, a little bit of slide across everything here.
Looks like retail selling now, finally. I think retail picked it up, figured it out. I think they finally figured out what's going on.
Could be. Most of it has been, though, IBIT outflows, quite honestly.
No, but I meant the whole market, everything.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, people taking profit, buying dips, selling rips. I mean, that's what it is. Don't hold as much stuff overnight. Do it in a better way.
We've been talking about that here for a while now. People need to be prepared, right? And defense stocks are popping. Yeah, Good morning, Ron and Pete Thomas. Absolutely. You were right. You said that. You told, yep, that's right. Cover your metals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and defense stocks are popping. Absolutely. Good morning, Ron. Yeah, most definitely. This is what's happening. We've been calling it here, getting people prepared, and they're just.
Yeah, I didn't listen to myself. I said all the defense names last week when they were all beaten down because everybody thought Gaza was over and all the wars were ending, and I screwed that up. Just mad at myself. I should have done that. That was an easy call.
Your company started in now it has 3. Your team of 5 grew from the army of 5 to 100. That's your logo right there in Mark. That's good. To grow your business from big to bigger, you need an advisor built for the middle market. I'm very sure this deal works. Interest. Very interesting. Advisory, insurance, and more. See this? Insights that is.
Hi, I'm Jay Jackson. For almost 20 years, Abacus Life has been purchasing life insurance policies for seniors.
Wow, 5642 now, West Texas Intermediate. I might start to buy a little bit of USO down here. I think we're really getting out of control.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure that, right, at some point.
First, there are no fees and no obligations. Get the real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus.
Franklin Templeton ETFs. With over 70 ETFs, they have solutions.
Yeah, I can see that.
Helping advisors build portfolios of the future.
And we are going to get towards winter when heating oil and all those things start to raise its ugly head.
I'm buying a dose of USO here. I will be holding it overnight, actually.
There you go. So you're just thinking a one-day trade or, short-term swing?
No, I think we're way out of bounds here. And I think you're going to see somebody will start to cut their orders. So, yeah, I'm liking this USO move here.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
The Saudis ain't going to take this forever.
Why should you trade options rather than stocks? Because they offer higher returns, are cost-effective, and can actually reduce risk. Learn how in our new book. Get a free copy today at itsnotanoption.com. It's not an option.
I love it. Okay, Steve, we're at 10 o'clock. As we move here, you feeling down day? You said earlier you're still feeling that way through the day?
I do, yeah. I think that it's going to be I think it's going to be. Look, there's a couple things we got going on here. I mean, it's the first thing going on here is that people are they're taking some profit here, right? And I think what's hitting the markets is the malaise that I've been talking about, right? That there's a K economy, and I think people are starting to pick up on that. And I think you're going to start to see some selling here. So I like this, and I just bought a whole bunch of USO. So there we go.
Okay, well, we'll take it from there. Bitcoin, watch out. It is holding up pretty nicely here. It's right at a key fib level. If it holds here, you could see a bounce, but I'd be more fading into the 111 area personally there than buying the dip, because if you lose 108, you got down to 106.4. Okay, everybody, for those of at Quasar Markets, we thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all in the morning.